What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today is August the 21st. I want to give you a pre-market update, go over some of the hot movers and what big money is doing today. Before I get into any of that though, make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. And with that, let's get right to it. So starting off with today, you do have FOMC meeting minutes coming out at 2 o'clock. So no doubtably, that's going to cause a hell of a lot of volatility. Aside from that, you do have the 2-year bond. There seems to be some level of optimism for the FOMC meeting minutes. So again, that's something to kind of consider as well. This came out yesterday, so it does look like the Feds are going to be revising down up to 1 million for the jobs. So in theory, skewing the numbers if you want to kind of consider it that way. But essentially, that is one of the reasons why the market is going higher, just because of the job growth revision. So kind of messed up. Some people see this as clearly, you can see fake jobs, fake inflation, just skewing the numbers to make themselves look better. So again, I kind of do feel like this is sketchy, but the market seems to like it, so it doesn't really matter, I guess, if that makes sense. Fear and greed index is under the neutral category, so 45, so people's appetite for risk is going to be very much there. And you can kind of tell that somewhat with these stocks. There is some level of hesitation though. Just the overall dollar value is a little bit lower today, so clearly a little bit of hesitation for the end of the day. So aside from that, Sofi is kind of piggybacking off the broader market, up 0.54%. No actual news from the company itself, no SDC filings. It's been a good while since they've actually put out any official news, so hopefully I think they're long past due for that. Shorts have been really doubling down with them over this last little bit, so 17.31% of the free float's being shorted. Most likely they won't really do all that much. They'll just be reacting to later today with the FOMC meeting minutes, as well as tomorrow's initial jobless claims, and then Friday as well. So shorts are going to be having a lot of opportunities to either get screwed or kind of double down. So we'll just wait and see. Still with it at $7.41. Just watch for the 746 to be a pivot point for Sofi. So that's going to be the next strong resistance point. So kind of take note of that. Target did hit a home run earnings, Q2 earnings, so it is up 15.72%. It isn't heavily shorted, so only 2.67% of the free float is being shorted, so don't anticipate all that much from them. Although, kind of bigger picture, you can kind of see from June it was at 1.67 to where it is now, so on a percentage basis, they've gone up quite a lot. Like, was it 60-70%, somewhere around there. So essentially that's something to just be aware of. They were clearly anticipating more negative data from Target, but they once again kind of assumed wrong. With it right now at 166 and change, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So R1, $172 is going to be the next strong target / resistance. 142 is going to be the strong support. Very wide gap, so just anticipate a lot of volatility in the foreseeable future. Intuitive Machines. So I admit I was very wrong about that. I did anticipate it to kind of trade within a set range, and it just said, screw you, I'm going up a lot higher. It is down slightly, but given people's appetite for risk, I feel like it might actually go up today. But at the same time, the reason why it is down is somewhat valid, only because there was 3 Form 144s that was submitted after hours yesterday, and all did show some various entities. So this individual right here, or this company, which is a affiliate, did sell 503,000 shares. So you can kind of see that right here. That did occur on the 20th. You also had this, who is a 10% shareholder, director, officer that sold, I can't even speak this morning, 1 million shares. Then you also had this officer that sold 600,000 shares. Don't know why it's all orchestrated based on this. Regrettably, a lot of this doesn't show a lot of details. Form 4s typically do. And so I think a Form 4 will have to be submitted for this entity right here, but kind of this doesn't look good. So whenever a company does run up, whenever you see insiders selling or the company diluting, that's typically a big red flag. So this, like, even if it's a one-off, that's a red flag. 3 of them is just, I don't know, kind of crazy if you think about it. But it is heavily shorted, so 19.3% of the free floats being shorted works out to be 10.82 million shares. Like I said, people's appetite for risk is there, so it could really still push this company very high, and it's proven in the past that it can actually go up. Macy's doing the opposite of Target. Even though they did have somewhat okay metrics, it did show a sense of slowing. So they are down 9.7%, not heavily shorted, so only 4.46% of the free floats being shorted. I remember Macy's back in the day was a very big squeeze play, clearly around here when short interest was roughly around 14-15%. But don't anticipate shorts to be all that active today, unless maybe they are reacting to somewhat the mixed results on their earnings. But with it right now at 16.05, it is trading between this S2 and this S1. So 16.26 is going to be the next strong resistance / target. 15.22 will be the strong support. And last but not least, Stronghold. So it is up 59.39% because of this news right here. So right at the top, my apologies. So Bitfarm to acquire Stronghold Digital Mining. So this one isn't for a cash deal, so this makes it a little bit harder to judge where this should be, because based on what I highlighted, it looks like individuals, so Stronghold shareholders will receive 2.52 shares of Bitfarms for each share of Stronghold they own. So kind of works out to be roughly around $6.02, so a fairly good premium. But as of right now, it's hard to determine exactly where this will go. Most likely this will just trade in correlation with Bitfarms for the foreseeable future until the deal does officially go through. But Bitfarms is getting slaughtered today because, of course, on their side, that does equate to significant dilution. But it's this one is definitely one to just be cautious on, because the valuation could be all over the place. But then again, as it does state, you get roughly around $6.02 of value, and it is sitting at $4.67. So something to kind of keep in mind. It's not that heavily shorted, so only 5.38% of the free float's being shorted, so don't anticipate them to do all that much. Utilization 57.82, and then short score 61.94. So let me know your thoughts on these stocks. Is there any other stocks that you've been watching as well? What's your thoughts on the FOMC meeting minutes and this right here? So about the revision, do you see this as positive? Do you think that they're just trying to kind of puppet master the data and just skew the data to make themselves look better? What's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe, and don't forget to take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Link to that is in the description below and also the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.